It is a beautiful day for developmental conversations. I am yours truly, Kalata Kurubatibo. Good afternoon to you. Welcome to HardFacts in 92.3 Nigeria Info. It is 3:11 p.m. and yes, time for you and I to get started on a lot of issues as a result or relates to development in Rivers State and across Nigeria. But basically, our conversations today will focus on Rivers State. You know what we do on Hard Facts? We look at political, socio-economic, and other developmental issues on the show. And we try our best to push the conversation for development. Remember, you can watch us live on Facebook, Nigerian for PH. You can watch us live on YouTube, Nigerian for PH. You can also catch us on X, where we're active and interactive, Nigerian for PH as well. Or better still, you can follow me on my personal social media accounts. Dekalada, TheKalada is the handle. All right, welcome. As it is our custom, we would start with big stories, the 4 o'clock hour, a topical issue, same with the 5 o'clock hour. 6 o'clock hour, we would have open season. But I should let you know that at the top of each hour, there is a news bulletin, the business update, the news update, and then the major news at 6. All right, so that's the size of the package. Let's get started then. So the big stories. My first big story. Of course, you already know what it is. Interesting happenings in Rivers State. And I decided to caption it political drama. I wanted to say political comedy or political rascality, but then again, I'm in Rivers State, and it will have been construed as either I'm insulting the political class or the people in government, or I am taking sides. So I decided to call it the political drama, as we've called it for some time now. And then political drama, both factions of the House of Assembly in Rivers State sat for plenary today. That's why I wanted to call it a political comedy. Because even though I'm not a lawyer, even though I'm not a law student, I'm looking at my constitution, or should I say the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, my own copy, and I am not seeing anywhere where it allows for two houses of assembly to have a sitting in the same day, from the same state, in the same city, about the same government. Oh my. So very hilarious. I couldn't help but laugh, but this is hard facts, so I have to keep the laughter away. But yeah, political comedy. So we saw the Victor Oko-Jumbo-led assembly, sit for plenary, where it was reported that they talked about, I think they talked about a bill, and then they also confirmed the appointment of Mr. Fubara, who's from Abuja, Zianima or Akukutoro, one of them. And then, they screened and confirmed Emmanuel Frank Fubara as commissioner designate. And of course, there was the talk about where he was from, if he is Fubara's relative, and he said no, he's from somewhere in Calabari and not Fubara's cousin or brother or relative in any way. But also, Martin Ameole led assembly also sat and gave a directive to the governor. Hey, you have not yet passed the budget. Please pass the budget. You hear me, right? That's what they said. Pass the budget. It's time for you to pass the budget. So this is why, maybe I should go with what someone usually will call it. I think it's Ibiso, who would say Rivers House of Commotion. Remember the series Fuji House of Commotion, I guess. Apart from screening and confirming Emmanuel Frank Fubara as a commissioner designate, they also looked at a bill that has to do with emergency management. So they passed the Rivers State Emergency Management Agency Bill 2024, and the River State Transport Company Reform Bill 2024 for second reading. Now, you will remember the talk about bringing back RUTC, that's the Rivers Transport Company, and I guess this bill would have something to do with that. Also, remember we've been saying, oh, fire here, fire there, no emergency, no fire trucks that are capable of putting out fire. We've talked about ambulances in case of there is an emergency. Where are the ambulances? And by the way, during Amaechi's time as governor, there were ambulances that were bought. Where are all of those things right now? Anyways, they looked into all of those matters and they passed it for second reading. However, the Martin Ameole-led assembly said the governor of River State should pass the budget and gave him a 7-day ultimatum. It's getting really interesting as it is. The letter that they sent to him, cited by a correspondent, dated 8th July, the lawmakers told the River State executive government that it is barred from spending funds from the Consolidated Revenue Fund of the state. They also accused the governor of breaching some sections of the 1999 Constitution. Now, the River State Local Government Amended Law 2023 also was said to have been breached, and a judgment by Justice J.K. Omotosho restraining the governor from dealing with 3 members of the House of Assembly who, they said, were suspended. Once again, the River State House. Maybe commotion makes it look like I have an agenda, or making it look like River State is so bad that there's a need for, a state of emergency. So I'll turn you to River State House of Drama. I think that's a better way to put it. But you get the gist. You understand where I'm going to with the conversation. I'd like to get your thoughts on that one. But let's look at my second big story. My second big story has got to do with now let's see, Petrol. Petrol. Yesterday on the midday cruise, I usually am on the midday cruise on Sunday morning from 10 to 2. I did mention when I was looking at the news headlines, the front pages, I mentioned and I said that this queue or petrol price increment at Abuja is another pseudo way of increasing, another subtle way of increasing petrol price. And I told you what I thought, and my conversation with my boss a few days ago, how the last increment was done subtly, was done unofficially. We just heard, there was a logistic problem. There was some disruption to logistics, and so they could not move petrol from one end to the other. And that's how petrol rose from over 600 naira a year in Port Harcourt to over 700 naira in Port Harcourt, or in River State generally. And now we're seeing that same thing happen at Abuja. Scarcity is already beginning to show itself, to pop its ugly head in Lagos. We're seeing queues here, there, some other states as well. Scarcity has not been experienced, a bit of it, not in full magnitude. And all of this, according to the Daily Trust newspaper, as explained, is due to, yet again, disruption. They have said there is some kind of disruption to, once again, logistics. Yeah, I'm laughing this time. I can't help it. So, according to Daily Trust, I think they interviewed someone. I have to go back to the newspaper and look at who they interviewed. But according to the article, the floods in some parts of the country has made it too difficult for distribution of petroleum products. But you know what I think? Today is the 8th of July. It's the beginning of the month, and prices of goods and commodities have increased. The naira has lost some value in recent days. And guess what? I mean, these guys would have to increase prices, right? The marketers would have to increase their prices. And what better way of increasing it than using, the backyard method. I came to have fun today on the show. You just joined me. Yeah, they're using the backyard method. Because I don't know. I just have that feeling that this might just be a sort of way. Maybe it may not be 900 naira. It could be 900 naira at first, and the people will clamor and then they negotiate, and then they bring it down to what, maybe 800 plus naira. And Nigerians now, we are very resilient people. We pride ourselves in resilience, so we would accept it and we would go with the flow. And that's the subtle way of increasing petrol. Maybe I'm wrong, and I'll be very glad if I'm wrong. But yeah, that's my second big story for today. But quickly, maybe just to give you a good view of what that report is saying, I'm going to look at where is it now? The Daily Trust newspaper, and it has the caption, "Why fuel queues exist." Sorry. While fuel queues persist spread according to marketers. Now, the long queues for premium motor spirit, popularly known as Petrol, which first hit the Federal Capital Territory last weekend and has now spread to various parts of the country, is as a result of sudden disruption in the supply chain by natural factors. I told you. I told you. So now, the executive secretary of the body, Clement Esong, said in a chat with Daily Trust that heavy rainfall across the country, particularly in Lagos, hampered ship-to-ship loading. Now, the Punch says that ex-depot price, and I think I mentioned that yesterday, just to see if I knew, ex-depot price has also increased. It is now increased to 720 naira per litre from 613 naira per litre. So, hey, fasten your seatbelt. We just might be in for another long ride. Bumpy ride, by the way. A stormy flight, but hey, fasten your seatbelt. I've got my final big story, and it has to do with infrastructure here in River State, I think Obiapo area. We'll talk about it in detail when I'm back from a commercial break. I would even be speaking possibly, I think my colleague will make it, the number is there, right? Okay, so my colleague will make it happen. I'll be speaking with someone from that community as my final big story for today. So let's just quickly go for this commercial. It won't take too long. I'll be right back, and then we will continue conversations on the big stories here on Hard Facts on 92.3 Nigeria Info. All right, 3:26 p.m. and you're listening to 92.3 Nigeria Info. I am Kalada Kurubat, but this is Hard Facts. You're welcome. I hope you're having a splendid Monday afternoon, or basically a very wonderful Monday. So we've been looking at the big stories. I told you about two factions of the House of Assembly having plenary or sitting for plenary today at the same time, in the same city, in the same state of the same government. Hilarious, right? Okay, I hope I'm not the only one laughing. And then I told you about the second big story. It has to do with Petrol. It's currently being experienced in Lagos, some kind of queue. And in Abuja, or at Abuja, we hear that it is now selling somewhere around the region of 900 naira. Anyways, to my third big story. So yeah, we all pray for development, right? We all want development. We all say, oh, government, you would need to up the ante and give us basic amenities like electricity, like good roads, like, investments where people can find employment and all of that stuff. And yeah, the ring road is believed to have the capacity to bring about development. According to what experts have said, it will open up the city. It will also connect, the capital to other cities, and it's good. However, with the construction comes roadblocks. I beg your pardon. And with roadblocks means that there are alternative routes people will take. Now, for a while, we've been talking about some community in Ozwoba, if I'm correct, Rumuokwachi, yeah, and they have complained bitterly about the roads in their community. Now, the people of Rumuokwachi, which is now the alternative route if you want to get past Ozwoba to Choba, or get past Ozwoba to Rumosi, you would have to pass through this community. And they're saying that their roads are bad, that the government should have, fixed the roads first before using it as a diversion for motorists and people who ply that route. So I have someone from that community. He wants to tell us how bad things are. I mean, I've seen the video. I've seen what the place is like. I've passed the road myself, and I think last month. But, I think it's good if we hear from someone in that community. So please tell us your name and welcome on the show.
My name is and I don't know, can you hear me clearly?
Yeah, I can hear you clearly now. Go ahead. So your name
Hello?
Quickly, your name is what, please?
Hello, can you hear me clearly?
I can hear you.
My name is Emeto Jeroba Chika.
Okay.
All right, and I'm a resident of Rumuokwachi community. All right, I've been here for a long while, and it's something that if there's anything that people know Rumuokwachi community for, is that the people there are very, very peaceful, accommodating, and loving. All right, and we are also in support of the current government of Rivers State, led by His Excellency Sir Sim Fubara. So it is really a pathetic thing that while something is being done, something I call a big project, it's like you're trying to solve a big problem, and in the course of solving the big problem, you are not creating smaller problems that are even having bigger impact, on the people. Hello, I don't know if I'm heard.
You're heard. I need you to quickly wrap up.
Okay.
I can hear you.
Okay, so now the Rumuokwachi people, we have been before the ring road construction was kicked off. Our roads have been in a very deplorable state. And we have been somehow within the community been managing these roads because of the Uzoba road was still being used, because motorists were still using the Uzoba road. But now that the ring road construction, ever since the ring road construction started, and the Uzoba road was blocked, and the other channels too were blocked. So the only access road that one could use or you could ply is the Rumuokwachi, the one they call the Abuja road. So, and that Abuja road is not, I don't think it's more than 2 kilometers. All right. In fact, there's even a video that is circulating now. Some of the communities have to come in and then they did a video. You can go online, go to Facebook, the thing is trending. If you see the nature of the road is more or less like how would I even put it? I would say it's more or less, you can liken it to a lagoon when it rains. Because the whole place will be filled with water. The whole place will be filled with water. Why is it filled with water? It's because in the course of the construction, the channels where water flow out, the gutter, were blocked. So water does not flow out. We are not actually, what is it called? We're not actually opposing, or should I say, we are in support, all right, of the ongoing construction of the ring road. We are deeply and very, very appreciative of the governor for what he is doing.
All right.
But along that, we also want to draw his attention that as this ring road is being constructed, that there are other channels, there are other alternative roads that are being used while this thing is being constructed, and these roads are not made for big trucks. These roads have not been put into consideration. I don't know.
All right.
So there might be the possibility or the probability that it's going to be after the construction of the ring road that they will now begin to consider the other channels and other the roads in between the community.
Okay. All right.
But at the moment now, every day the road grows worse. Every day the condition of the road grows worse. In fact, there's a particular incident that drew my attention that made me to even visit the CDC chairman.
And what did the CDC? What did the CD? What did the CDC chairman say? Because I have to wrap you up now. What did the CDC chairman say? Quickly, please.
Okay, the Mr. Darlington, that is the former CDC chairman.
Okay.
I visited him, and I'm also making plans to visit the current CDC chairman, that is Mr. Eric.
Okay.
So the former CDC chairman, I sent him the video that somebody sent to me on the condition of the road. Children cannot go to schools in the morning when it rains.
Okay.
In fact,